Okay, so we're now starting week 4. Week 1 progressed very quickly, and although tired, progress was very, very good. And the end result of week 1 was a 1 mile walk with a crutch. Week 2 has followed the same, with very, very impressive progress. But at this stage, I've not had any physio whatsoever, and I'm still waiting for the appointment. But I think by the time the physio appointment comes through, I don't really think I'm going to need any formal physio treatment. However, I do think it's going to be a good idea to get a sports massage, perhaps on the areas around the incision and the muscles that were in effect moved out of the way while they did the replacement. So the quad muscle and the TFL, etc., they tend to move those out of the way to get them to allow to do the joint and the capsule. So I do think that might be a good idea, sort of this week and next week, to allow me to progress a little bit further. On the last video, I actually said I was ending my formal medication as provided by the hospital, and that I've now done, and I would see how I actually went on with pain. The pain has eased considerably, and the night time it just aches a little bit with the work you do during the day, and I tend to take a couple of ibuprofen at night time. And one thing that happens is, as during the day, your scar and the area they've worked on tends to swell a little bit. But taking the ibuprofen at night time before going to bed tends to allow the swelling to go down quite considerably overnight. And in the morning when you get up, a lot of the scar area, etc., tends to be a lot less swollen, which is absolutely brilliant. So that's really good. Sleep is not quite as good as it was while I was taking the small morphine tablets, and I hadn't realised how much, even though they were really minute morphine tablet, how much it made me relax and actually sleep really well. So sleep is not quite as good as it could be. It's nowhere near as bad as it was before the operation. But those morphine tablets did help me sleep. I think they actually supplied me the wrong quantity, because with the morphine tablets I had to take them every 12 hours, so one typically 8 AM, one 8 PM, but they only give me a week's supply, and on the chart they gave me, I think I probably should have had 2 weeks supply of those to allow me to take one in the morning, one in the evening, but for the full 2 weeks. So if that was the case, I haven't had that. So I've handled it pretty well. I think I would have liked the extra few just to allow me to sleep that little bit better. Moving to fitness training, well, now as I'm progressing, fitness training is not an issue for me, and I really don't have to motivate myself to do it at all. It's something that I really, really love doing, and it comes very, very naturally. And the minute the endorphins kick in, I do really get a buzz out of the training. I want to do more, and I want to do more. For some people who are probably a little bit older, that's a little bit harder to do. But I do actually, relish the fact that I'm going to do some training that's going to improve my hip and my fitness in general. So I'm going to get better, and I'm going to get back to full fitness as soon as possible. Where possible, I have listened to my body, and I've said that in other videos, and I've not tried to do too much. But it is a fine line, and you can feel quite tired. Even at week 3, week 4, after you're doing exercises, you do feel a little bit tired afterwards and a little bit drained. And again, fueling your body is all important. But what I tend to do with my training is, and it has helped, I tend to do an easy training day, followed by a hard training day, followed by an easy training day. So perhaps do a little bit more work on a Monday, an easier day on a Tuesday, and a harder day on a Wednesday, and that really does benefit. And I also mix things up as well, so I don't try not to do the same sort of thing, other than when I did the basic exercises. I try not to do the same thing day in, day out. So one day I'll do a little bit more work on the glutes, the following day I might do a little bit more work on cardio with a cross trainer, and then the following day a bit more walking, a longer walk, which obviously works the glutes and everything, and even a little bit of cardio as well. But I think what's really is apparent, and I have mentioned it on one of the early videos, before the operation, the range of movement in my hip was very small. So if this is your pelvis and this is your leg, in effect I've had this sort of movement in it which is nowhere near full range, and because I've not had full range, the muscles attached to the hip, the pelvis, etc. have not been able to work on a full range, and as a result they've not been able to build and get stronger. So that's been a real key thing. So now as it stands, I've got full range, although it is limited a little bit to the scar tissue. So the pelvis is perfect, the leg's good, but I'm now getting a lot more range of movement forward and back and side to side in the hip joint. So that's allowing all the muscles that your leg uses for stability, etc. It's allowing them to fire and become stronger. Glutes, the whole lot. The other added advantage is that now I've got the range of motion. One muscle that I've not been able to stretch for months and months is the hip flexor. Because the pelvis has been a little bit tilted and the legs sort of like that, I couldn't get it fully back. But now with the pelvis being vertical, I can now take the leg back beyond vertical and stretch out the hip flexor, which is really, really good. I am fortunate, I've got quite a bit of fitness equipment at home. Cross trainer, treadmill, kettlebells, things like that. But the most things you can do, most of the exercise, you don't really need anything. So I'm going to show various clips of the things that I'm actually going to do at the end of this video, little tips for you, which might be useful. I'm not sure if I'm meant to be doing all these exercises, what I'm actually doing, but I do actually, as I said, I listen to my body. And I have the advantage of having the anterior approach, which means I don't have any restrictions really in where I can put my leg. So listen to my body, that's what I've done, and I've worked quite hard. So I've made steady progress, but really, really good progress. So a really good example, 2 weeks to the day of my operation, I went for a walk around my estate, and that actually showed to me how much progress can be made, not in just one week, but one day. The day earlier, so a day earlier to the 2 weeks, I actually did a walk in my local park with one stick. I actually bought a cheap walking stick from a camping shop, and I did 1.5 miles, and I used that stick. Really good walk, felt really buoyant. But the last bit of it, I actually thought, I actually feel I could try the last bit, probably about 200 yards without the stick. So I did do. I tried it, and I was a little bit nervous at first, but I was really, really happy because I'd done 200 yards without a stick, and it's only 2 weeks since my operation. But this is where the progress comes in. So literally the following day, on the Monday, so that's 2 weeks exactly post-operation, I set off around my estate to do my walk, similar sort of distance, 1.5 miles. But I actually felt I could actually try without the stick. So I took it with me for safety, etc., just in case, to give me a bit of comfort. But I actually did 99% of that 1.5 miles without the stick at all, and I felt really strong. I used it for a couple of steep inclines off my estate, just for comfort and safety. But what absolutely amazing progress just from sort of a Sunday to a Monday. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I was tired afterwards and a bit achy, but massive, massive progress from the previous day. So on the 28th of March, that's basically post-operation, 2 weeks in a day. The day after I'd done my longest walk without the stick. I got up in the morning and immediately felt I could walk around the house without the stick, which I did do. And I did some more exercises, and just some examples were I did about 15 minutes on the cross trainer with no load, just to try and work a little bit on cardio and work a little bit on my strength. I did a set of squats, which were good, and again they'd been difficult before the operation. I also did some steps up on quite a high step to work the glutes, which was really good. And also to strengthen up the core in general, I did some good mornings with light weights. And if people who haven't got weights, you can use water bottles. That's to strengthen the back up as well. I also did, as I pointed out on video 3, I did some leg abduction exercises, but this time I did one set with the resistance band and immediately felt the difference. But it felt really, really strong and good progress. Last week, so it's like week 3.5, I had my staples out, so I had in effect 24 staples on the scar, which I'll put on this video if you're not squeamish. And then yeah, I had on the Wednesday I had the 24 staples out, very, very painless, not at all, but the scar had healed really, really well. And since that day, the scar and the swelling's gone down considerably as well. I'm trying to massage the scar area just to keep it a little bit more flexible. On the whole, I can't really explain how happy I am with the progress and the rapid progress of this operation, the procedure. And it's not beyond the realms of reality that within a you know, certainly a few weeks, days, I'll be able to start doing a little bit of jogging and hopefully running longer distances soon after that. A couple of days ago, so that's week 3. Again, I've just completed my longest walk as to date, which was 2 miles. No stick, that's gone. And I've very little discomfort, just achiness again around the hip area in terms of muscles. Nothing joint, all muscles. I actually plan to do a few more videos of the building up because I will get stronger and stronger and stronger. But I am really, really indebted to the surgeon based at Oldham Hospital near Manchester. I had the surgery actually done at the Fairfield Hospital near Bury, which is where the surgeon actually carries out the work, NHS hospital. But I am really, really indebted to the surgeon who carried out the operation, his willingness to actually do the procedure that I wanted. So I went on with the research and it really willing to do my procedure, and absolutely fantastic result. The staff on the ward, absolutely brilliant, really accommodating, really, really pleasant. I knew exactly what was happening throughout that day, and I really, really can't thank the whole, you know, set of people, surgeons, theatre staff, anaesthetists, physios, nurses on the ward. I love them to bits, absolutely brilliant. So that's the 4th video. Remember, share the video. I'm not getting many shares at this moment in time, so please share it. And also give it a big thumbs up if you find it a lot of use. Thank you.